Welcome back to Mismatch. I hope you're well. Chapter 10, Striking Out. Hey, tell me, what's your favourite thing to do at the holidays? Wait, Valentina is your daughter? You start to walk over, barely aware of the ice cream melting in your hand. Veronica spots you and gives you an inscrutable look. I sense a conflict of interest here. You're about to explain that everything is a huge misunderstanding when you catch your dad's crestfallen look. Poor Drew. Veronica, this is for the competition. You and my dad are meant to be. I understand why you're surprised, but seeing the spark you two had, I knew this was the right thing to do to keep you both happy. When he realizes you've had a change of heart, your dad's eyes widen in shock. Junebug. Wonderful. I was sure you were being professional. I just needed to confirm. You continue to impress me, Valentina. She turns back to your dad, laying a hand on his arm. Your dad's attention pivots to her immediately, and it's like you've disappeared completely. Valentina, could I speak with you in private for a sec? You follow Aphrodite across the bar. She finds a place to lean against the wall and grins at you. Ice cream still melting. Oh, crap. Aphrodite grabs you some napkins and you wipe up the ice cream melting down your arm before tossing the soggy cone away. So you're really putting your dad through this competition? That's kind of ruthless, isn't it? The art wants what the art wants. Our job is to help that, not stop it. And if Veronica's heart decides it doesn't want your dad in the end? For all of her bravado, her eyes shift back to Veronica and Drew, and she crosses her arms stiffly across her chest. Aphrodite, what you see is you're losing. There's something you're not saying. That makes two of us. She looks meaningfully back at Veronica and your dad. And here I thought your dad was supposed to be a one-time joke match to cover your butt. He sure has come a long way. He sure has. After the party ends and Aphrodite and Veronica leave the bar, you're left alone with your dad. An awkward silence descends as you clean. At the foot of the bar, Zeus naps in his bed, making small dream noises and occasionally twitching his paws. Oh, poor guy is tucked out from all the friends he made tonight. I can't blame him. It's hard being a service dog. Junebug, I know I shouldn't have injected myself into your competition without asking you first, but I meant what I said to Veronica. We felt a spark the first time we met. I couldn't ignore that. And feeling that way, it made me realize I've been ignoring how lonely I've been. I feel like she could change that. I don't understand that. I've set you up with other women and you never seemed interested in any of them. You never seemed lonely. Veronica's different from all of those women. That's not a bad thing, is it? I just can't picture you with her because, well, she's so different from Mom. Like, Mom had us make all our Christmas decorations from scratch every year. Veronica's probably never even had a glue stick. Your dad breaks into a loud guffaw that seems to warm up the bar. Well then, I guess I'll have to introduce her to arts and crafts someday, if we last that long. But seriously, Junebug, I think it's because Veronica's so different from your mother that I can see her for who she is. I like that she's different. That makes this exciting. That I get it now. Want you to be happy. I think you being my dad just blinded me to the spark you and Veronica have. I've gotten used to trying to see you with women like Mom. But maybe at this point in your life, Veronica's the one who's right for you. It means a lot the way you say that. I just hope you know what you're getting into with Veronica, though. I like her. She likes me. We go at it isn't that complicated. This is basically the major leagues of dating, and no offense, but you're kind of out of practice. Hey, I've been on plenty of dates. And how many of those were second or third dates? That is a decent point, but it's different this time. I can feel it. Prepare yourself. If Veronica's unique, this is still a competition. You should know you're going to have to do things that are probably way outside your comfort zone. Sounds fun. Dad, I'm serious. I know you want to back the right horse, Junebug. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything to hurt you. I've faith in your old man. Okay, this is happening. Aphrodite is going to come to work tomorrow ready for battle, which means I need to arrive with a date in mind for you and Veronica. Oh, that's easy. I'm taking her bowling. I think Veronica is expecting something a bit classier. I can be classy, but I don't want to put on airs just because she expects it. If I can't be myself around her, it's not really going to work, is it? Trust me, Junebug, it'll be fine. She'll have fun. You look at your dad in the eyes. His expression exudes the kind of quiet confidence that makes it impossible to believe he'll fail. If you're absolutely sure, I'll let Veronica know. I tell you what, if it goes well, you can even have the credit for planning the dates. And if it goes wrong, you can also have the credit as a gift. Gee, thanks. Your dad gently shakes Zeus awake. Okay, but how funny would that be if you just had a little tiny human just shaking the god awake? That just makes me laugh. Bro? Sorry to wake you, little guy, but it's time to go on. You pick up Zeus, cradling him in your arms. Time to go to bed, buddy. Good night, dads. Everything's going to work out, I promise. Of course it will, Junebug. I never thought otherwise. When you arrive in Veronica's office the next morning, she's standing at the window and basking in the sun while Aphrodite leans against her desk. Valentina, good morning. Isn't the sun simply wonderful today? I guess. Anyway, I was talking with my dad. Drew. Sorry, still kind of weird calling him Drew. If it's easier on you, you can call him Dad. We're all aware this situation is a tad unorthodox. Okay, after you left, my dad said he knows what he wants to do for your first dates. Oh, wine tasting in the country? A romantic boat ride? Dinner at a rooftop garden? He's taking you bowling. Aphrodite breaks into hysterical laughter. What? Nothing. That isn't exactly what I expected. I admit I'm a little hesitant. Well, it's time to leave your comfort zone. This is part of his appeal. He's a regular, down-to-earth guy. If you wanted to live the high life all the time, you would have gone with any of the previous matches. You're right. I'm sure it will be fine. But I would feel better if you could be there to help me with the particulars. I'm unsure what bowling traditions I should respect. I feel like you might be making a bigger deal out of this than you need to. What if you brought a date? A third-wheel dynamic is a dreadful poison to a budding romance. You want me to go on a double date with my dad? Exactly. Think of all the fun we could have. Aphrodite, you're going with her. I am? Me and Aphrodite? What a totally strange pairing of people. Wow. I thought we couldn't date co-workers. I can see it. Think of it as a platonic date then. Just two co-workers having fun. Oh, yeah, not suspicious. Yup, just gals being pals. Guys being dudes. What's better than that? Veronica suddenly gasps, panic-stricken. Oh no! What do I wear? Valentina, what would be appropriate? Summer home attire? Box office casual? Yacht wear? I don't know what yacht wear is, but I can tell you it's not for this. Just some jeans and a nice top is fine. Jeans? You don't own jeans? Veronica shakes her head. No worries, I'll get Maggie on this. Half an hour later, Aphrodite has left and Maggie comes rushing in with bags of new clothes from the nearby boutiques. All right, I've got everything you could ever need that says casual but tasteful, and I picked some looks for you too, Valentina. Ever the perfect assistant. I try. Now come on, let's find you something you like, Veronica. After trying on several outfits, Veronica admires her reflection in a pair of airy linen pants and a shirt. Oh, boho chic. I love it. Go, queen. Wow, Veronica, you look great. My dad will love it. Do you think so? I wasn't aware that day clothes could be so comfortable. It's so different from how I normally dress. How about this, Valentina? I'll wear these if you dress bowling casual as well. Ooh. No, I'm sorry, that's that top. Who allowed her to wear that? No, I'm sorry, no. On second thoughts, it might be better for you to wear what already makes you feel confident. Oh, that's a very good point. Sharp thinking, Valentina. You and Aphrodite arrive at the bowling alley an hour before the scheduled date and are immediately assailed by strobing neon lights and loud techno music. Oh dear God. Do you think your dad knew tonight was disco night, or is it just the greatest coincidence ever? If you're so gleeful about this, how horrible this is, how do I know you won't totally try to sabotage this date to beat me? You question my honor? I'm wounded. But seriously, I wouldn't stoop to that. When I beat you, it'll be fair and square, not because I played games with you. Besides, I owe you for Napa. You don't owe me for... And Veronica wants me to be here. She's nervous about this bowling thing because it's brand new for her. If I try to ruin her date, that'd make me the worst friend ever. So that's why she wanted you to come along. I thought she seemed weirdly insistent about it. You two really are close. Sometimes I forget about that because I'm so busy focusing on the competition. A strange sort of smile passes across Aphrodite's face, a little bittersweet. Serious answers only. How do you really feel about your dad dating Veronica? If they're the winning combo, she's going to be your stepmom. Honestly, it's still weird. Veronica would be a great stepmom. It doesn't matter what I think. Like, what would I call her? Boss? Mom? Veronica? Oh, knows? I think she'd be a little weirded out by Mom, not gonna lie. Good, because I would be too. It's so weird that she might literally be family for you. Ever since she took me under her wing, I've kind of seen her as my family. You sense something unspoken in her words, an impending sense of loss. Aphrodite, I'm not trying to take Veronica away from you. She'll always be your mentor, and she'll always care about your success and about you. Of course you won't take her away. That implies you'll win this competition. I'll help you today, but I'm sure I can find someone better for Veronica than your dad. Yeah, my dad happens to be pretty great. I'm sure he is. But forget that. We've got to help Veronica feel more comfortable bowling. I'm thinking I'll pretend to suck so she won't feel embarrassed. That's smart. Better get used to losing. Not gonna hurt your ego too much. Today, bowling. Tomorrow, Veronica's spacious office with its beautiful view. Whoa there, someone's getting way ahead of themselves. Anyway, before we get down to business, how about a real bowling match? We've got time to kill before the day starts. She points to an open lane in the corner. All the wins you've been getting recently may have gone to your head. Losing a bowling game should humble you. Oh, you think you can beat me? I can crush you. It sounds to me like you're the one who needs to be humbled. I've got too much writing on this day to mess around. Suit yourself, spoilsport. Roughly an hour later, your dad and Veronica enter the bowling alley. Veronica stops dead, eyes wide at the chaotic room. Veronica, welcome to the best dates of your life. What is all this? It's disco night? Sweet. Veronica has a look of shock on her face as your dad starts dancing to the corny music. How about we start with some food? You guys must be hungry. That would be lovely. Perhaps some appetizers to start and then a main course later? Looks like they've got fries, pizza, and beer. Of course, I was only joking. I cannot wait to try this classic bowling fare. While the rest of you settle at a table, your dad places the order. Veronica perches awkwardly on the seat, and her mouth falls open when she sees the food your dad returns with. Goodness, that pizza is awfully greasy. I know, right? He takes a large bite out of one of the slices. Oh, that looks good. If you don't like the grease, just use a napkin to soak it up. Veronica nods and begins to dab lightly at her slice until the napkin is fully soaked. Then she grabs another and another. It never ends. She takes a tentative bite, chews, and swallows. I think my stomach might yell at me for this later, but the low quality does have a sort of charm to it. Sure does. Here, to wash it down with. Drew pours her a glass of beer. She takes a sip and her face immediately twists into a grimace. It's urine. Is it that bad? Oh, yeah, that's real bad. Veronica pushes her pizza away. She pinches a French fry between her fingers, then, seeing the grease that oozes out of it, promptly lets go of it. Maybe I'm not hungry after all. We can get to the bowling first if you'd like. Yes, I think that sounds like a good idea. Alrighty, she's coming up. As your dad heads to the shoe counter, you turn to face Veronica, still perched on the edge of her seat. She glances anxiously around the bowling alley. Talk to me, Veronica. What's going on? I can't shake the feeling that I'm out of place here. Out of place? You're the only one who thinks that. So what? Seriously, people try new things all the time. They're always out of place until they start to fit in. A crash of pins is followed by a throng of kids cheering for a strike. Veronica winces at the noise. I'm sorry, this whole place has just thrown me off. That's okay. Let's just set up the scoreboard while we wait for my dad. When your dad eventually returns with the bowling shoes, Veronica puts on her pair with a grimace. I haven't worn flats in years. Do they have these back? And perhaps ones that haven't been on the feet of 100 strangers? It's kind of what you see is what you get. If it helps, everyone looks dumb in bowling shoes. I look dumb? No, that's not what I... Aphrodite grimaces, and you wave your hands frantically at your dad behind Veronica's back. You look great. It's just the shoes. Let's change the subject. Have you bowled a lot before? Do you know how? It's rolling a ball down a lane. I can manage. Veronica hefts up a ball with difficulty, then tosses it awkwardly. It lands with a thud and spins slowly into the gutter. Fun fact, I'm actually amazing at bowling. I'm fantastic. My fingers got stuck in the holes, that's all. Are you guys good at bowling? In the next lane over, Aphrodite quickly bowls into the gutter as well. Wow, bowling sure is hard. Any tips, Valentina? She gives you a meaningful look, and glancing at Veronica's flustered expression, you quickly think of some advice. The trick is to release the ball low to the ground. Use both hands, not muscle through it. If you throw them up high, it's going to lose momentum when it lands and bounce. A smoother release is a lower one. See? Also, pull it back and then launch forward. You demonstrate your technique and your ball sails smoothly down the lane, knocking down a few pins at the end. You catch Veronica watching, but she quickly looks away. She grabs her bowl and bites her lip, calculating her throw, then rolls it very gently into the gutter. Good try. It wasn't at all. Veronica sits down with a huff. Aphrodite leans in to mutter in your ear. Yikes. You can say that again. Your dad grabs a bowling ball and enters a ready stance. He sends it down the lane. It's a strike! Guess I've still got it. When it's Veronica's turn again, she hefts up a ball that's clearly too heavy for her and approaches the lane. Yeah, and make sure you get a ball that's appropriate for you. I can put out the bumpers if you want. It's trickier than it looks. Don't be ridiculous. I don't need bumpers. But when she hurls the ball, it goes directly into the gutter. Reconsidering those bumpers? Rubbing Veronica like that might not be the best idea. You're right. Let me see what I can do. You pull your dad aside and give him some advice under your breath. Hey, Dad, maybe try giving her more guidance, less guidance. I mean, about the basics. How to pick a ball, the best way to hold it, and do it with her instead of just offering advice from the sidelines. Yeah, okay, I can do that. Before he can turn back to Veronica, she bowls another gutter ball. He tries to sound cheerful as she clenches her fists in frustration. It's your first time bowling. You're not supposed to be a pro yet. I can go easy on you if you'd like. I don't need people to go easy on me. Veronica looks around at the flashing lights, the grease-soaked pizza, the half-drunk beer, and promptly turns on her heel and runs out. Veronica! What did I do? Nothing, Dad. Whatever that was, it's been bottled for a long time. I'm going to go talk to her. You follow Veronica to the fancy cocktail bar across the street. She's clutching an expensive mixed drink in one hand and holding her head in shame with the other. What happens back there? It was too much. The shoes, the beer, how heavy that damn ball was. It felt like some sort of punishment. I should be blunt with her, sympathize with her. I get it. Being in a new, unfamiliar situation can be uncomfortable. But there's something more here. We both know it. You're right. This isn't about bowling. She twists her hands together, hesitating a moment longer, and then letting her words spill out of her. I used to think I was the black sheep of my family because I didn't want to be a stockbroker, but I still grew up in a bubble. I can't remember the last time I felt so out of my element. All of it was new. I felt so out of touch with everything. So why not let my dad help you? Why not ask for help? I don't know how. I've always been able to figure out things on my own. It's how I was raised, how I got to where I am. Admitting I feel helpless hurts my pride. A CEO should be able to solve problems. A CEO should be able to bowl, for crying out loud. That's not true, and I think you know it. She sips her drink, eyes lost in thought. Being so unable to let people in, have I really been happy all this time? Or did I just tell myself I was because it was expected of me? Veronica, this is why you're drawn to my dad. These rules you hold aren't immutable. Trying to be happy is hard. He represents the kind of life you never had. It's a way to break out of the mold you cast for yourself. He's the type of man that's written about in magazines. Humble, stable, fun, and he'll always treat you right. If you told him that, it would mean the world to him. I do think there's good news in all of this. You're finally in a position to throw those expectations away and figure out what you really want. What can I do better? How do I make it up to Drew after storming out like that? You're going to need to apologize. And after that, you should hit him with a corny joke. Hit on him. The way to my dad's heart is through stupid jokes. I'm not exactly the quippiest person. What matters is the effort. Trust me. I think I'm ready to go back. What happened here wasn't Drew's fault, and I need him to know that. Veronica finishes her drink and follows you back to the alley. She's uncharacteristically sheepish as she approaches Drew. Before you say anything, I'm sorry. That was wildly inappropriate, and it'll never happen again. Was it something I did? I can't change who I am, and if I'm someone you run from, this can't work. Heavens no, it was never you. This has been a really stressful time, and feeling so useless here, it drove all the helplessness I've been feeling home. It doesn't excuse what happened, but, well, I hope it helps you understand. It wasn't your fault. If it helps, I've been scared as hell this whole time. You have? But you seem so at home here. I've logged a lot of hours in this alley. If we were at some fancy restaurant, I'd probably have been the one to bail. Veronica clears her throat and looks to you for encouragement. You give her a big thumbs up. Knock knock. Who's there? I am. Ooh. I am very sorry for walking out on you. I like that. Drew cocks his head and pauses before breaking out into roaring laughter. That was the worst joke I've ever heard. It was wonderful. Do you want to keep boiling? I would like that a lot. Let me try and make up for leaving so suddenly. Veronica steps up and bowls, this time managing to knock her pin down. Ew, that's progress. Veronica turns around with the widest smile you've ever seen, like a child at her own birthday party. She wraps her arms around Drew. Well, Aphrodite, are you seeing what I'm... Aphrodite? But she's gone. You find her outside on her phone. You peer around the corner and just manage to catch a few words. Perfect. There's no way we can lose. This is suspicious, Aphrodite. What are you doing? For once, I am stumbled. I am speechless. I do not have the theories. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Tune in next time. Oh, and have a lovely Christmas. Stay frosty, puppies.